before I begin, if you deal with content marketing, if you're in charge of producing content, publish content for your business, and if you know how to create fresh content, back to back, you might want to skip this. This is not for you. But if you're like me and you struggled with creating content on a regular basis, then you might want to continue watching because I have some very exciting information for you. You see, back in days when I started all this, I kept hearing this whole thing. Like I was researching everywhere pretty much for what to do, what's the best content and whatnot. And over and over again, I came across this advice like, you know what? If you want to succeed with your content marketing, make sure your content is useful and it's valuable and people can benefit from it. I was like, seriously? I mean, duh. Tell me something I don't know. Isn't that the whole idea? I mean, who wakes up in the morning and goes like, hey, you know what? I feel like creating some garbage content today that's not useful. Yes, that's my plan for today. That's so obvious. Yes, it's so true, but how? Everybody was just, giving this advice around like, make sure you create good content. And that's where it ended. And that was the really frustrating point. It's like, okay, we come up with ideas, like unless you're a professional writer and do this for a living and you have all the tools and everything, you come up with one idea, then the next one, then it becomes a huge challenge. I mean, how can I find more fresh, good, useful ideas and how can I address this? I'm wearing so many different hats. I run marketing or sales and marketing in my organization, and I have a ton of other things to do. And this is not something I just can, flick a switch and start writing good content. That's been something I've been struggling with all the time. And this is what I'm going to share with you. So to create good, useful, valuable content, there are two things that you want to do. Number one, you want to write good content for humans. The people who read your content, they got to find it useful, they got to find it practical, they got to be able to use it, and so on and so forth. You also want to write it in such a way that search engines and search bots and spiders and stuff like that catch your content, rank it higher, so they give you an opportunity to rank higher, so at least the humans can see it, so they can read it, they can benefit from it, and the whole 9 yards. So they're a two-pronged approach. And just writing good content doesn't cut it. We have a unique research tool that I'm offering that basically removes all this crazy mystery of, okay, where the next good content comes from. And this is how it works. You give us the idea, you give us the topics that you're interested in writing content about. Maybe it's about transportation, maybe it's about health and wellness, maybe it's about manufacturing, maybe it's about photography, you name it. What happens next? We run it into our database and we come up with a ton of different information, topics, questions, things that people are actually looking for online. Questions that start with what, how, when, do, stuff like that. Hot topics, trending topics, and these are the blueprint that could help you constantly create good, useful content that everybody's going to use. On the other hand, for the search engine part, we give you a lot of analytics and all the details. What should you use on your headline? What kind of words and keywords you should use inside your content? How long should the text be? What are the recommendations? What you should put in your meta tags and descriptions and all that techie stuff. So you basically now you can create some good, useful content that humans enjoy and something that search engines and search spiders basically read, rank, and it increases your chance to rank higher and get better results. On our webpage, there's a ton more information. There's also samples for you to download to see how exactly it works. I definitely recommend you go there. browse through it, or if you're already on our page, make sure to download a sample. That gives you a much better idea of like what this content guideline mean. You can just literally go on and on. You can produce good content every day, twice a day, I don't know, as much as time allows, but at least you get that big mystery out of this whole equation, like what should I write next about, what it should be, and it allows you to focus more on the context rather than the content and the subject on its own. I definitely recommend you to check it out, and if you have any questions, feel free to reach to us, and be happy to help you more.